Lecture 9: Functional Styles and Their Classification. When studying language as a system, one must not overlook its functional aspect. That is, how language operates in different communicative situations. This is the realm of functional styles, historically developed, relatively stable systems of expressive means used in specific spheres of communication. Each functional style is governed by its own set of features, such as vocabulary, syntax, intonation, and stylistic devices. Functional styles, as Galperin defines them, are subsystems of the language, each characterized by a specific sphere of communication and distinct linguistic features. They are not created arbitrarily. Rather, they emerge to meet the communicative needs of various spheres of life: science, media, administration, everyday conversation, and so forth. Let us now examine Galperin's classification, which includes 5 primary functional styles. 1. The belles-lettres style. 2. The publicistic style. 3. The newspaper style. 4. The scientific prose style. 5. The official, documentary style. Each of these styles is shaped by purpose, audience, and mode of communication, whether spoken or written. 1. The belles-lettres style. The belles-lettres style is the most aesthetic of all styles. It is primarily used in fiction, poetry, and drama, and its main aim is not only to inform but also to produce an emotional and imaginative impact. This style uses a wide range of expressive means, including imagery, metaphors, similes, epithets, and sound devices like alliteration or rhythm. The artistic style is characterized by individual authorial voice and creativity. Consider the sentence: "The night was a velvet curtain, pierced by the cold eye of the moon." This would be typical of the belles-lettres style due to its strong use of metaphor and sensory imagery. 2. The publicistic style. This style is employed in socio-political discourse, speeches, newspaper editorials, essays, and articles. It combines logical argumentation with emotional appeal. Its main function is to persuade, influence opinion, or mobilize the reader or listener. The publicistic style is marked by evaluative vocabulary, rhetorical devices, such as rhetorical questions and parallelism, and a certain oratorical tone. A typical publicistic sentence might be, "We must act now, not tomorrow, not next year, but now." 3. The newspaper style. Newspaper style serves the purpose of informing the reader about current events quickly and concisely. Although modern journalism often includes elements of publicistic and even belles-lettres styles, the core of newspaper style remains informational and brief. It relies heavily on clichés, standardized expressions, and short, punchy sentences. Market crashes, investors panic, government intervenes. Headlines in particular follow their own stylistic logic, often omitting articles and verbs for brevity. 4. The scientific prose style. The scientific style is characterized by objectivity, logical structure, and clarity. Its primary function is to convey information, findings, theories, procedures, in a neutral and precise manner. Features include a high frequency of terms, passive constructions, complex noun phrases, and nominalizations. For example, the experiment was conducted under controlled conditions to determine the reaction rate. Here we see passive voice, precision, and terminological clarity. This style is also hierarchical. General principles are presented first, followed by examples and elaboration. Cohesion is achieved through logical connectives, such as therefore, however, and consequently. 5. The official or documentary style. Used in legal documents, statutes, regulations, and business correspondence, this style is characterized by extreme precision, impersonality, and stereotyped language. Its function is to regulate actions and define rights and duties. You'll find extensive use of passive voice, nominal constructions, complex sentence structures, and formal vocabulary. For instance, the undersigned party hereby agrees to the terms and conditions set forth in the document. This style aims to eliminate ambiguity, which is why it often sounds verbose or impersonal. Additional classifications and modern perspectives. While Galperin's classification remains foundational, many modern linguists have proposed refined or alternative groupings. For instance, some divide functional styles not only by topic or medium, but also by register, differentiating between formal, neutral, and informal communication. M.S. Kopilenko, a prominent Kazakhstani scholar, emphasized the influence of national communicative norms on style formation. According to his view, stylistic choices are not only linguistic, but also cultural and pragmatic. Z.H.S. Akhmatova builds on this by highlighting the need to consider stylistic variation in multilingual and multicultural settings, particularly in the context of professional discourse in Kazakhstan. Functional style versus register versus genre. It's important to distinguish between functional style, register, and genre. Functional style is a system of language resources used in a certain sphere of communication. Register refers to the level of formality and the relationship between speakers. Genre is a conventionalized form with specific content and structure, such as a report, a sermon, or a poem. These three often intersect, but their distinctions matter in linguistic analysis. Further insights into functional styles. The dynamic nature of language inevitably affects functional styles as well. In recent decades, digital communication has introduced new stylistic tendencies that challenge traditional classifications. The rise of blogs, vlogs, podcasts, online forums, and social media platforms has produced hybrid styles that blend features of colloquial, publicistic, and even belles lettres styles. For instance, an Instagram caption by a public figure may simultaneously include emotive language, expressive punctuation, hashtags, which act as indexing tools, and even poetic devices, thus erasing the clear boundaries between formal and informal, public and private discourse. In linguistic terms, this is called stylistic convergence, a phenomenon that reflects how modern discourse increasingly merges genres and communicative functions. Let us also consider the spoken versus written dimension within each style. For example, publicistic writing in a newspaper article and a political speech may serve similar aims, to persuade, to inform, yet they differ significantly in terms of syntax, cohesion, and delivery. The speech will feature more prosodic devices, rhetorical questions, and direct appeals, while the article will follow a more structured logic and often include factual references and data. Moreover, professional substyles exist within broader categories. Within the scientific style, for instance, we may differentiate between pure scientific prose, e.g., academic journal articles, popular science, e.g., National Geographic, instructional texts, e.g., lab manuals or scientific textbooks. Each substyle modifies the degree of formality, complexity, and accessibility of language. Popular science, for instance, often relies on metaphors and analogy to make complex concepts comprehensible to non-experts. Compare. Photosynthesis involves the conversion of light energy into chemical energy within chloroplasts. Scientific prose. Plants are nature's solar panels. They turn sunlight into food. Popular science. This shift in style reflects the target audience and the communicative purpose. The choice of metaphor in the second sentence not only simplifies, but also creates an emotional or visual hook. Functional styles in language learning and translation. In foreign language teaching, functional styles are essential to developing communicative competence. Students must learn not only grammar and vocabulary, but how to switch registers appropriately, how to write a formal email versus a casual message, how to participate in academic discussion versus a dinner conversation. In translation studies, functional style determines the tone and equivalence of translated texts. A scientific article translated into Kazakh, for instance, must preserve its precise terminology and logical sequencing, whereas a translated literary dialogue must retain naturalness and expressiveness. As noted by Toktarova R.B., stylistic awareness in translation is a prerequisite for both accuracy and cultural adequacy, Toktarova 2018. Therefore, the study of functional styles is not merely a theoretical exercise. It is a practical toolkit for effective communication, critical reading, and cultural literacy. To master stylistic competence, students must recognize not only what is being said, but how and why it is expressed in a certain way. Each functional style reflects the communicative goal of its domain, whether to move hearts, inform minds, regulate behavior, or provoke thought. Understanding these styles empowers students to become more conscious writers, sharper readers, and more flexible language users.